Separated from Davao by only a couple thousand miles is the land of 1,000 smiles. Thailand. In 2019, Bangkok, Thailand was the most visited city in the world, with nearly 23 million international tourists. Thailand is a world all its own, from city streets to the unique eats and your choice of fantastic beach. Thailand has ancient architecture, aesthetics, and even Asian elephants. But Bangkok's best feature is its stunning ladies, many of whom would be happy to meet you and show you the smiles that they're known for.
All right, guys, so I'm joined here by Leonard, who's our manager here at Thailand office. And we are here in Thailand right now doing our tour. It's wonderful. Very nice, Leonard.
Thank you.
So Leonard, let's talk a little bit about the whole gestalt of this and how this is working here. First of all, why is it that we have so many women join? What draws them?
Thai women around about the age of 30 almost flick a switch. There's no such thing in Thailand as a middle-aged Thai woman. If you're 29 years, 364 days, you're young. 10 minutes before your 30th birthday, someone comes along and flicks a switch, and overnight you're old. I know that sounds ridiculous, but really it's the peer pressure. It's the mothers, it's the sisters, it's the nieces, it's the aunts. Yeah. You're 30 and you're single, you've never been married. What's wrong with you, girl? The women come to us. Hopefully the reason they keep coming back to us is because when they come and meet our men, most of the men, the vast majority of foreign affair clients that come to meet with us are very sensible, are very level-headed, and very realistic in their expectations. Some come with miserably low expectations and fantastically overachieve. Quite a few of the guys come here and get exactly what they're expecting.
So you were telling me today, well, you know, John, I've gotten to know these guys on the tour now, and I, first of all, matched them with the right interpreters that are helping them through the process that they're in right now with the social. So you're matching them based on their personalities, their needs, their experience with the interpreters, who you also know their experience, their level of competency and all that. So you do that. But more important than that, although that is important, is that you can steer the men to the women because you know the history and your staff knows the history of a lot of these women, and you get to meet the men, you hear their stories, and you start doing a matching process. And talk a little bit about it.
I have studied a lot of the psychological traits of people. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't make me a genius, that doesn't mean I get a plug and socket every time. But what I do is 70% logic and 30% chemistry. What is the guy looking for? Are there common traits? Are there common interests? Yeah? Would these people, if they got together, be an absolute raging success or a complete and total utter disaster? Yeah?
Right.
Now, we don't get it right every time, but what I do get right is the 70% of logic. 70% of the matching process is pure logic. Yeah? If you are a 62-year-old man, don't start trying to date teenagers. Yeah? Because you're probably, in this country, older than their grandfather. Yeah? That's the sort of reality that some of these guys have to wake up to.
So you mentioned something earlier about the age differential and how the men have more of a problem than the women. So expand on that.
Oh, absolutely massively. I actually think, personally, as an Englishman who's spent the last 6 years living permanently in Southeast Asia, and as you know, John, I had a period of 8 years based out of Hong Kong a little earlier in my life. I actually think it's more about what happens when you go home. And I'm thinking about 4 or 5 of my female friends who, when they come over to see me in Bangkok, you're going out with a woman 20 years younger than you? Yeah. Doesn't that feel a little bit weird? No, but I'm from central London, and if I was doing it in central London and I walked into a bar, or my local pub in central London with a woman 20 years younger than me, most of my friends would be thinking, you lucky bugger. And most of my female friends would be thinking, what are you doing? So it's really the belief system. A more mature man is a more financially stable man, and he's probably lately much more likely to remain faithful. So that's why younger girls are attracted to older men in this country.
I'm having a wonderful time here. The ladies are gorgeous. The scenery is beautiful. And I definitely hope you have a chance to come out here and visit Thailand, the most beautiful place on earth. I've been all around the world, but this place right here is something special. And I certainly hope to meet a wife. And I've had such a great time. I can't wait to go home and tell all my friends about it.
I'm sitting here with Jane, who does a lot of the work here in Bangkok for you guys to make sure that everything goes very smoothly and you get everything that you need. As far as meeting the women, what I love about this is that, you know, this is matchmaking. This isn't just you come over here and you just happen to meet someone. This is actually, you're trying your best to make sure that you're finding the matches for the men. And you know these women, a lot of the women personally, right?
Yeah.
There was a client here that I was talking to, his name is Bob.
Oh,
Tell me a story about Bob.
this is quite very romantic story, you know, that the guys who see her profile and, you know, being...
He was corresponding with her a little bit, yes.
Yeah, and like, okay, when I come to Thailand, I would like to meet this woman. And okay, so we got the information, so we contact the woman, and like this guy would like to see you and have a date with you when he comes to Bangkok. And she said okay, and she, you know, to me at the first time I on the phone call with her, I can tell from her voice that she also excited to meet him as well. You know, it's not just like okay, you know, it's not just like that. So last night,
At the social?
yeah, at the social, they met each other, they found each other, and since that, everywhere I see Bob, I will see her with him.
They've been together like this since then?
Yes, everywhere, you know.
And Bob was so happy because Bob was sitting at the social and he thought he recognized her. But the thing about Thai girls, you gotta remember, guys, is that they changed their names. So they have this name and then they change it and they have a nickname.
Yeah,
and so,
yeah.
like Jane, you're called Jane, but that's
Yeah.
not your real name.
No, my real name is, the other name is a longer word to pronounce.
Yeah, in China they do the same thing, right? And they just abbreviate it to these names that us Farangs, as they call us, English speaking, can understand. Well, yeah. So he saw the name tag on her and it was a different, shorter name, so he thought, well, maybe that's not her. But then she comes in and she said, you're Bob. And he's like, yes. And then, oh, you're her. And then they met. And he's telling me this story. He was so, he goes, you know, I didn't think this could really happen. I just, you know, I was writing her. I never thought I'd really meet her. And then I got up the courage to go and do this tour. And I did the tour. And then I'm sitting in this place in this social with all these women. And she came up to me, the woman I was writing, and said, you're Bob. And he was just like glowing when he was telling me the story. It was so cool. And that's what we do. I've seen this so many times, and it's so fun and rewarding when you do this and you work with people and you help change their lives. I mean, I still get photos of marriages, of babies being born, of all kinds of cool stuff because they met through
good,
here.
right? When you got the feedback like that, like I feel so happy. To me, when I know and I saw them there stick together like that, I feel so happy. Like I make people married. I found they, you know, to see each other, you know, get married.
You made the connection. You helped make that connection. You brought it together. I know, it's so cool. But Jane, there's a lot of guys watching right now, and they're probably wondering, you know, should I go to Thailand? Should I go to...
Oh yes, please come to Thailand. Please come to visit my beautiful country. Please don't be afraid. I will make sure that you will have a good time.
You'll take care of them? Yeah?
Yeah, I will.
Banana Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Check out our website at
Bangkok-women.com.